Hi guys, this is Malunchip and welcome back to Dauntless. Another week went by, we have new patch notes, so yeah, time for me to do my weekly news bulletin and check out which changes they are gonna make in this game. And we also have to talk a little bit about, well, they are gonna change how they bring patches, I think starting from this week, maybe even last week, not really sure. But I think it's gonna start from this week, so we're gonna have a look into that as well. But yeah, first we're gonna see at all the changes they are gonna make at the new update. So release from OB 0.6.7 delivers new weapon impact, visual effects, introduces a handful of fresh icons, and zaps bugs dead. New to Dauntless, added a new UI icon for emotes as part of an ongoing UI rework. Added new icons above the key NPCs to help players locate them. Added some new Hunt Pass dialogue to Gregorio Vo. So quality of life, Molten Hearts now always drop near the player that spawns them. So it doesn't drop near the actual broken part you cut off, it drops near the player that actually breaks it or where it spawns on. Molten Heart spawns closer to the player, so it's going to be easier to locate them. Molten Heart spawns in the player's back arc to avoid landing on the behemoth. So I presume if you cut the behemoth, it's going to drop behind you, is what they're saying. And it's going to drop really close towards you. The Molten effect no longer procs on self-damage, such as from the Hunger. Fixed the bug where the right panel of the journal couldn't be scrolled when using a gamepad. It can now be moved with the right stick, so this is an ongoing change that they're making to get ready for console. We're probably gonna see a lot of changes for gamepad use from now on. Fix the bug where Stormclaw would sometimes flee back to its previous area and start bouncing. Yeah, that's a pretty annoying one if you always have to run behind a behemoth and the behemoth doesn't come to you. The invite to party selection screen will no longer show players that aren't online. That's pretty good. Elemental weapons now correctly play the visual effects that represent their elemental type on impact. So we're gonna have more impact visual effects now. That's really good. Fixed the bug where the option menu on the login screen was semi-transparent and could get stuck. Improved load times when launching Dauntless, really good. Fixed the bug where Velamer weapons were not sorted correctly in the crafting menu. The hammer primed attacks now apply bonus stagger scaled with ammo quality. That's a really good one. So increased bonus if you have the right ammo for the primed attacks. Fix the bug where using horizontal hammers immediately following a dodge would deal more damage than intended. Fix the bug where the marksman chamber was dealing double damage on its initial hit. Fix the bug where two cores could be opened simultaneously, trapping players in the core opener screen. Yeah, that sounds like an annoying one. Fix the bug where Karabak could get stuck in passive mode if all players were downed and subsequently revived. I think I have seen that one. It's like basically he goes back towards the pool and he starts like drinking from the pool. I think he's actually healing himself right there. So yeah, really good one that he doesn't actually go into passive mode anymore. Fix the bug where damage numbers could overlap and obscure one another. In tandem with this change, we've added a new pop-up effect to damage numbers. Both of these changes should improve overall visibility. Yeah, I talked about this a while ago. They did make some changes and it's becoming more and more like I said that at the video I created them when they changed the visual effects on the damage numbers. They changed the coloring. Basically, if you get used to it, it is semi more noticeable than the others. But yeah, if they this change especially, like, they cannot overlap or they should not overlap anymore. Making it really easy. As I talked about, like the red one and the yellow one gave an orange one, but the orange one was then basically part damage, I think it was. So yeah, it was strange. You couldn't really see the numbers. So this should help in making sure that you know how much damage you're doing. I'm still thinking, give us a training dummy in the city where we can, or like a training instance where we can go into, where there's dummies where we can hit our weapons to see if we proc certain abilities, how high we can get our damage, to be able to replenish, like test everything in the game, not on behemoths, but on a training dummy, just see the damage you're doing. Would help out, well, me, for instance, and maybe some other players can actually get some more logical. I'm losing words on what I'm trying to explain. I think it's logical what I'm trying to explain. Give us a training dummy so we can see and adjust before we go into a hunt. Basically, is what I'm saying. You will now see replay. Where the hell were we? Improved collision on ground-based effects such as lava pools. Slayers should now be able to jump over them if they time it right. The jump isn't all that big, so did they make the lava pool smaller then? Or more spread out? Because when I see lava pools for some behemoths, it's like covering the entire area, and there is not one safe place to jump in. But I already talked about this, just get Fireproof 6 and you can run through the lava. It doesn't even bother you anymore. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. If you're gonna be able to jump over it, get Fireproof 6 and you're good. Replaced a couple of low resolution currency images that could cause platinum or node markers to appear blurry. You will now see a notice when you block, unblock players, or have a Slayer leave your party. Completed a polish pass on Shrike's visual effects. Fixed the bug that would cause the game to crash when switching rapidly between banner signals. I wonder which player this occurred to. Like he was like, okay, click, 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 bam, crash. You're like, did I just create my... Oh, that had to be funny when he noticed that one. Fix the bug that could prevent motion blur settings from saving. Fix the bug that could cause Rift Stalker's Murder Palace to interrupt strangely with water. Fix the secondary die region on the Rapture's Embrace. Die should now display properly. Increased the viewing distance on NPC icons to help new players navigate Ramsgate more easily. Kind of makes sense if you could see the blacksmith where the blacksmith is, and then the gunsmith where the gunsmith is, and so on and so on. So yeah, for newer players, that definitely is a good change. Is there actually a view distance for your character? Because I've always been wondering about that. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm too close to my character to actually see the entire plane of what is happening, like see the overall view. And sometimes I feel like that hinders in my ability to dodge in time. Not really sure, but that's kind of how I feel like that. It's like increasing a viewing distance for the player itself, not only like it's just something that comes up with me. That's something that I've been thinking about a little bit. And now that I see viewing distance, it just popped up in my head. So yeah, kind of wish they did something with that where you could actually scroll out or something like that, or set a marker that your character is running instead of like 1.5 meters, I think, something like that, in front of your screen. Like it's running 10 meters in front of your screen, and you can get a total overview of the entire fighting plane where you are spending. Would make it easier to see electric orbs coming in, for instance, stuff like that. So completed the polish pass on the behemoths in ranged visual effects. Fixed the bug that could cause the character to orient improperly when changing eye color. Help, I'm stuck should now help players get unstuck in more instances. In more instances. If you type in help, I'm stuck, shouldn't it always get you unstuck? Not just in more instances? Kind of don't get this sentence. But yeah, they made it so unstuck works more, I guess, is what they're saying. Rose gatherables in the city now give off an etheric glow. This should make it easier to spot. Fix the bug where Slayers couldn't change titles while in the airship. Fix the bug where die changes to banners did not always save properly. Fix the hole on Iron Falls that could cause Slayers to fall through the island. Oh, that's a fun one. That's actually a fun one. I wished I'd seen that one. I know about the jump off an edge and you're stuck on the edge, and if you drop off, you'd get teleported back to the edge, but they fixed that a month or two ago. But a hole in Iron Falls? Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one. Adjusted the positioning of Riftstalker weapon orbs so they no longer spawn in front of the character, becoming obscured. Ooh, that's actually... well, I can't really say if it's a good one. I have to see it before I can actually say, but it kind of makes sense. Sometimes it's not always that visual how many orbs you have. You can always check the top, of course. It's shown there. Added special case positioning for the repeaters. Riftstalker prism orbs will now always spawn to the left of the character so as not to be obscuring vision when aiming. Riftstalker weapon orbs visual effects has been scaled. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's been a really early day. It was an early shift, so yeah, I had to wake up at 5. Didn't sleep really that long. And a big old yawn in the middle of my recording, of course. So Riftstalker weapon orbs visual effects has been scaled down by 10%. So the weapon orbs are now 10% smaller. I didn't find them that big actually. Fixed the bug that could cause players to skip the logo seen on boot, potentially causing the intro music to do weird things. Keyboard users can now open the quest log journal with Q as well as J when they are in Ramsgate. Fixed the bug that could cause the flower power emote to display the wrong icon. Decreased the likelihood of Koshai entering its combat reposition movement. Fixed the bug where the message of the day could show placeholder text and images and or become impossible to close. Fixed a rare bug where the Hunger's special attack would either 1. Not function, or 2. Have the old overdrive instead of the new one. Yeah, usually when I need to play swords I play with the Hunger, and can't say that I had that happen in the past. Well, let's say 4 weeks or something like that. That's how far back I can really remember. And then we have the known issues. So yeah, it's a whole list, like I said. It kind of feels like some of these were implemented last week, or were actually, well, they could have been dropped last week, but they just implemented them this week. Because last week we didn't really, it was a 6.6.6a or something like that. Wasn't it? Or what was it? 0.6.6a. Yeah, so now, yeah, 0.6.7. A lot of quality of life changes, some really good ones in there. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of the visual effects has changed. For newer players, it's going to be easier to see where the NPCs are, so that's really good. Overall, it's a good patch note. So if we look at the game, because there was something else we're gonna talk about. No, not the game. News, latest news. Dauntless joins the Epic Game Store. Hunt Pass Season 2 and then the latest release notes. And at February 8th, they brought out some notes on patching. Now, my apologies that it's like a week overdue when I'm actually talking about this. Some other people might have actually covered this already, but as it is kind of important to what I do, I kind of want to go over this with you also. So, some notes on patching. In brief, the patch cadence is changing in preparation for our console launches. After this week patches, and that was last week actually, so I'm thinking that they mean this week actually. Patches will be bi-weekly instead of weekly. This will not change the amount of content you get, and the zero downtime patches are here. The changing cadence of, with our console release dates just months away, we're in full prepare for cross-play mode over here and at Phoenix Labs. That means constantly optimizing the world of Dauntless, testing out features for consoles, and revisiting some of our current practices, including the way we patch. Starting this week, we will be moving from weekly patches to bi-weekly, every other week patches. This new cadence will mean more meaningful, stable patches with an extra week between them. And before you ask, it does not mean less content. You'll continue to get new behemoths, new features, and new challenges at the same rate you did before, maybe even faster. I kind of like this one and I don't like this one. The obvious reason why I don't like this one basically, at this point on my channel, this is the only thing I do, and this is the only thing I kind of enjoy every week. Like, I enjoy reading what they're gonna change and looking how the game will change. And meaning that, yeah, they're gonna bring bi-weekly. So that means I'm not gonna be able to bring a news bulletin every week. It's gonna be bi-weekly now. Well, when they put out stuff out, I'll try to pay more attention than this one. But it was kind of mad with what happened last week. So yeah, didn't really check it out. I knew there were I was hoping for some patch notes this week. But yeah, it could have been, as they said this was the 8th of February. So from this week, it could have been that they actually left this week out and only brought the new patches next week. But that's why I'm thinking like we're gonna have patches this week, but there's not gonna be patches next week, and then the week after that we are gonna get patches. So yeah, really good that they're gonna put in more time for the patches. That means that we hopefully get less patches. Well, we're not less patches, but the patches they do bring out have had more time for them to test if they actually did work. Because we had some patches before where, well, basically they changed something and the week behind it they need to change it again because it wasn't working correctly. And the week after that they needed to change again because it was a bit overpowered. So basically to avoid stuff like that, like patching the same thing over and over again, having 2 weeks to actually work on the patches every time is a good change for the game. For me, it's not that good because, yeah, it means less content, and I am looking for something that I might actually start recording or might actually record for a while, because it might not, but yeah, we'll move on that later on. So Zero Downtime this week also marks our first Zero Downtime patch. Normally when we patch, we take our servers completely offline to update the build you play on. This means you can't log in or access your character until the maintenance window is over. With our Zero Downtime patch, you can continue to play while we make our changes, saving you a good 2 or so more hours of servers are downtime with every patch. So basically, they're gonna make the changes in the background, and then they're gonna do all the fixes and all the changes. And then once we're finished with our end of the patch, you can log out, download the updated client, and immediately jump back in. So yeah, no more servers offline, and that's a really good thing. So the standard versus the Zero Downtime patches. Green is the install, blue is the download, and then yellow is the maintenance. So the maintenance down, the downtime, they're gonna get it away, and then basically, well, you can play, log off, download it, and play it again. That's simple. Leveling up our Zero Downtime skill also means we can hotfix certain bugs, like the stuck on arrival bug we hotfixed last week, our first one. We hope to further refine this process as we go forward, delivering Zero Downtime whenever we can. Keep an eye out on Twitter for updates and share your feedback on the Dauntless forums. We look forward to hearing how these new patches go for you. So yeah, Zero Downtime is always a really nice one. They can basically announce it like an hour before you can download it. They can give us a marker on a global channel or a global announcement on the screen saying in 1 hour we're taking in 1 hour you can log off, and then give us a timer, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, so on, so on. So you can keep on playing. There won't be any more downtime, or at least that's what they are trying to do. So yeah, those were the patch notes from this week. We've seen a lot of visual effects changes for all the elemental bonuses when you hit a behemoth, for the orbs that are granted by Rift Stalkers weapons, and the cell for the pistol, for the repeaters. And yeah, we heard a little news bulletin that we actually are not gonna be able to do weeklies anymore. It's gonna be bi-weekly, that I'm gonna try to keep you up to date on what they are changing in the game. I do hope that when they say that there might be coming more content, that they also are gonna bring quests back and storyline. Like I said a couple times, it's been like 4 months now, and like slowly I've seen a breakdown in like how many quests they provide, They provide, like, for new players, they get quests everything they do, and it explains the game, and that's really good. But I would like some storyline behind. Like, remember when the ship crashed? That was an insane story they told us. I really loved it. Like, the falling stars had a little story behind it, where the behemoth came from. Like, stuff like that, but make it bigger. Put some... Well, I kind of want to say put some effort behind it, but I can imagine that they're putting a lot of effort behind creating the behemoths on its own, the new behemoths. So I can only say keep up the good work, and yeah, if possible, bring back some more story, bring in those new features. I'm kind of looking forward to, and I think we're all looking forward to a new behemoth, because the last one we got in the Maelstrom was one we already had. And I talked about that before. It's kind of feeling less and less special to go into the Maelstrom. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode, or me rambling for 20 minutes. Hope you learned something. Hope you're looking forward to some of the changes that are coming. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.